Hey there guys, I know it's been a while and I've said I was going to do it, but I finally got my DVDs back that were being borrowed. So, it is now time for my DVD collection, Redux. This video is going to be A through C because I have a lot of DVDs and the letter D has quite a bit just by itself. So we'll do that next video. So this video is A through C. Alright, let's get started. First up, I have it's the Ace Ventura double feature. It's got both movies and the animated series. So I'll show you the individual discs. Here's the first movie, the second movie, and the animated series. I actually really like the very first Ace Ventura. I think it's one of Jim Carrey's best movies, and I love quoting it. Plus, there's been a guy at Sakura-Con the last 2 years who does a bomb-ass Ace Ventura impression. The second movie is still pretty good. It just doesn't live up to the hype of the first one, but it's pretty good in its own right and has some pretty cool stuff. This animated series is awful. It makes me want to shoot myself. It is bad. I tried to sit down and watch it. I couldn't make it 5 minutes into the first episode. It's that bad. Then we'll go on to... This is Adventures in Voice Acting. It is Volume 1. It's basically... It's voice actors talking about, you know, voice acting and stuff. Because for a while, and I still do, I want to be a voice actor, and this is something that they suggest to have you watch. It's how to get into it. This is Volume 1, so it's anime. There were originally planned 2 more video games and American animation. They haven't made it yet, but they have announced they are working on the American animation one like 2 years ago, and it's still not out, so I don't know what's going on with that, but this is pretty cool, and it's cool to see like all of my favorite voice actors talk about stuff, so yeah. If you're into voice acting, I'd suggest getting this. Then we have an entire anime series, Ayori Ayoshi. If you remember in my CD collection, Redux, I talked about how it was a lot like Love Hina, but a little more serious, and it's a harem anime, so it's pretty cool. I actually didn't get a box set of it. I bought each individual volume by itself. So you got your Volume 1 here, your Volume 2 here, Volume 3, Volume 4, and then for some reason Volume 5, the last volume, changes color completely from white to orange. So you got a total of 5 volumes here. Very, very good anime. I actually have the sequel series too, which is Ayori Ayoshi Enishi, and there's 3 volumes of that. Here's Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3 to end the series. Very good anime series. Very, very good. Up there in one of my favorites. It's very good, and I always give it a rewatch every so often, just because it's fun to watch. Yeah. Try not to ruin too many spoilers, give you too many spoilers here, so... Then we'll go on to probably one of the best anime movies ever made, Akira. This actually has 2 different English dubs on it, but very good movie. Very good movie. I need to watch it again because I never quite understood it the first time I saw it. So I'm actually going to rewatch it again here to see it again, you know, because I want to. Great movie, though. Any anime fan should watch this, though. It's a great movie. Then we will go on to... I have all the Aladdin movies. I got the Platinum Edition of the first one, which is just, you know, the DVD with special stuff, deleted songs, blah, blah, blah. But great movie. Has the best Disney song. A Whole New World is probably the best Disney song ever written. There's only one other movie I'd argue has better music, and I will get to that much later in this DVD collection. Much later. Then I have the second Aladdin movie, The Return of Jafar, and if you look, whoever I bought this from, there were numbers written on it, 292. Still pretty good, not as good as the first movie. That and Robin Williams isn't the genie, so it's frickin' Homer Simpson. But it's pretty good in its own right, and Jafar comes back, and Jafar is awesome. Then I have the third movie, which is The King of Thieves, where Robin Williams comes back. I actually like this movie a lot better than The Return of Jafar. So, yeah, it's pretty great, actually. I really like this one. Not as good as the first one, neither of them are, but still a great movie. Then we go on to, for some reason, I just had the urge to buy some American Pie movies, because I was always into those when I was a teenager. This is the unrated 3 movies, so it's got American Pie 2, and American Wedding. They're pretty funny if you're into raunchy movies. It's frickin' teenage. The first one is a teenage classic, honestly, for our generation. So, pretty good. And then I also picked up American Reunion, because I wanted to see this, because I remember the first 3 movies. So I did, and it's actually really good. I read that they were making another one, and I'm like, nah. They should have stopped it. Maybe come back in 10 years and do another one. But other than that, yeah, it's in a box and it's just the same thing. Maybe come back in 10 years and do another one, maybe. But they shouldn't be making more of these, even though this one did really well. Then I have some burnt DVDs I made. If you're a fan of Ambi Hell, I have 1 through 3 and 0. And then this is 4 Championship Edition and Divided by 0. And then this is just a DVD of AMVs I really like. Then I have, one of my more quotable movies right now, Anchorman: The Legend of Ron Burgundy. I am so glad they're making a second one, just before I go into anything. One of Will Ferrell's best movies, and probably one of his most quotable. That and another one later in this thing, but so great. What's the one line we always say now? 50% of the time, it works 100% of the time. It smells like Bigfoot's dick. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. I love Lamp. Okay, I'm done. But great movie, great comedy movie. Can't wait to see the second one, because it's got all of the original people in it. Then we go on to another anime series. It's called Angel Tales. This anime is kind of all the pets this guy has had in his life that died came back as spirits, girls. It's a harem-ish. It's hard to explain, but the main one is this one right here, this red-haired one. It's only 12 episodes. It's pretty good. It's pretty good till the very end. The very last couple episodes, you're like, wow, this is really good, though. So, and I have it in individual volumes, so you got your Volume 1, your Volume 2, your Volume 3, and the last volume, Volume 4. Hey, bikini. It's a very good anime, honestly. I like it a lot. Basically all animals, all I remember is the chick in the bikini here is a rabbit. That's all I remember. I don't know if they're all his animals, because I remember them being some that he didn't have or something like that. Or it's really hard to explain, because I haven't watched it in a while, but it's pretty good. I'd suggest watching it. Then we go on to, well, all of my friends know how big of an Angry Video Game Nerd fan I am. I happen to have all 6 DVDs of his. Great. He's basically, if you don't know who he is, he reviews older video games, and he is a potty mouth. He swears a lot. He makes up random swears, like here all fuckballs is from him. If you've ever seen the shirt that I have that says this t-shirt is rated F for fuckballs, that is from him. So, yeah. But I'll show you your Volume 1, Volume 2, which I'm going to have to rebuy because it skips, and the disc is broken, if I can get it open. If you can't tell, the disc is broken, that one. Then we have Volume 3, Volume 4, Volume 5, which looks completely different than the rest of them. And then they go back to the Volume 6, which kind of goes back to the look of the other ones. I'm excited for his movie, also. I can't wait for that to come out. That's like gonna make me jizz. But if you're into funny, just comedy of people reviewing games, I'd suggest watching this. If you don't like swearing, don't, though. Just a suggestion. Then we go on to a Disney movie that's kind of underrated and I should probably watch again. Atlantis: The Lost Empire. Probably one of the more underrated Disney movies. It's a really good movie. Michael J. Fox and whatnot. I can't remember who else is in this movie right now. it's been a very long time since I watched this, so I'm going to have to watch it again. But I remember as a kid, I freaking loved this movie. Then we have another anime series. This is Bastard. It's only one disc, and it's only 6 episodes, sorry. It's based on a manga, and the manga goes way past this. The reason this anime didn't get made, or more episodes didn't get made of it, was because funding. They didn't have enough funding. So, which is unfortunate because it's a pretty cool anime, and I love watching it. I'm gonna have to give it another watch. It's only 6 episodes. You can sit and watch that in a day. Good though. I suggest checking it out and then going and reading the manga. Then we have another anime series. If you're into slice of life animes, I have Azumanga Daioh. I never really got into this like a lot of my friends have. But it's pretty good. I might have to rewatch it again, but yeah, it's a box set. I took the discs out. So you got Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, and Volume 5. It's a pretty good anime, and as I said, I didn't really get into it. It's pretty good. It's just kind of weird, and I think there's better animes out there than this one, but it's pretty good and worth a watch if you're into stuff like that. Then, I have another Disney series. This one might come as a surprise to some people that I have these. This is Beauty and the Beast. This is the Diamond Edition, so it has the DVD and Blu-ray. The Blu-ray made it look like new, just saying. This is actually a really good movie. It's kind of weird to hear me say this, for a lot of people probably, but this is a really, really, really good movie. Oh my god, then the music is phenomenal, just like just about every Disney movie. Then I have Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas, the special edition, whatever that is. Yeah, it still has that stupid plastic stuff on top. That's funny. Did I buy this one new? I don't remember. Oh well. It's pretty good. I don't really like it as much. It's not even remotely as good. And this is the one with, I believe this is the one with Tim Curry in it, if I remember right. But it's just not as good as the other movie, as the first one. It's okay, but it's not that great. And then I have this, this is Belle's Magical World. This is actually supposed to be the basis of an animated series that never actually happened, because it's basically episodic. It's like 3 episodes. I mean, it's alright. They're both alright, but they're just not as good as the original. Then we go on to another semi-raunchy drinking movie. That's Beer Fest. I actually really like the Broken Lizard comedy group. I have all of their movies now, actually. They're working on a sequel to one of them, but this is actually a really funny one. I love the concept of this. It's just a bunch of guys that like to drink end up at an underground German drinking thing, and it goes into this whole plot, and they go back, and then in the end they win. It's pretty weird. Plus there's boobies in it. Sorry, I don't know why. Just whatever. Then we have an Adam Sandler movie, Billy Madison, about a guy that never graduated high school, and in order to take over his dad's company, he has to go back to school, like grades 1 through 12 or something like that. It's a pretty good movie. It's a 90s movie, and it's great. It's a pretty funny movie, and it's a lot better if you're a kid, but it's still pretty good. I'd suggest giving it a check, checking it out, just because, you know, it's pretty funny. Then another anime series. This is Beck Mongolian Chop Squad. It's a good anime. I never actually finished it. Well, no, I watched the whole thing, but I never refinished it because I just got bored of it the second time. But here's both discs, because it's just 2 discs in each thing. It's pretty good. It's just a musical anime, so I'd suggest checking it out if you really like musical animes. I'll have to give it a rewatch again, because there's a whole cult following with this one, I think, and it's good. It is. Then we go on to Black Cat, the complete series that I have here. I love this anime. I need to rewatch this one too. It's basically about the main character, or this one right here, is a hitman. There's other main characters in it, but hitman, and yeah, it's really good. I definitely suggest giving this one a check out. Try not to ruin a whole lot about it. Then we go on to one of my favorite animes. That being Blackjack, the OVA series, so the original series. There's only like 12 episodes now because they finished it. But here's Volume 1. This is Blackjack Infection. It has episodes 1 and 2. And with this anime, each episode is an hour long, which is awesome because these are great. It's basically, I call it Anime House, but it's not really, if you know the show House. But it's just a doctor, and he's got like, he's the best surgeon in the world. He's got hands of God. Basically, it's the hands of God, yeah. But you got your Volume 1 with episodes 1 and 2, and then you got your Volume 2 with episodes 3 and 4, and then your Volume 3 with episodes 5 and 6. And this is actually, that's right. Blackjack was created by Osamu Tezuka, if you know who that is. He's basically known as the godfather of anime. He created Kimba the White Lion, which is what The Lion King is supposedly based on. He created Blackjack, Astro Boy, and Metropolis, if you know what that is. But he's hugely famous. Then I have, this is the box set of the last 4 volumes. What happened was these 3 were in a box set, but it went out of print, and this one didn't when I bought them at the time. So this is the second DVD collection, and we got this one, which is episode 7. And these last 4 only have 1 episode apiece. And then you got this one with episode 8, this one with episode 9, and this one with episode 10. Episode 10 of this anime is one of the saddest episodes of anything I've ever seen. Every time I get to that episode, I get really depressed for a while afterwards. But it is a fantastic anime, and I would suggest watching it. They actually made 2 more episodes after the original director, died. His son ended up taking over, and they called it Blackjack Final, the last 2 episodes. They have never been released in America yet, and I doubt they are going to get released because of how long it's been since this was dubbed. But I also have the movie, this is Blackjack, the Surgeon with the Hands of God. Very good. I actually don't like the movie as much as the rest of the series, but it's still really, really good. It's still very, very good. I definitely suggest giving this anime a check out. Definitely. Then we have another anime series. This is Bludgeoning Angel Dokuro-chan. This is both series. It's only 12 episodes total. I actually originally watched this one in Japanese with English subtitles, and I loved it. And then I'm like, oh, they made an English dub. Bye. So, great anime. I'd check it out because it's actually really funny. It's really funny. It's an angel sent to protect this guy over here, and she ends up killing him over and over again. But she can bring it back to life. Then we have another anime series. It's called Boys B. This anime is okay. I got into a phase where it was really good, and then I watched it again, and I was like, eh. So, and I buy all the animes I watch and I like for some reason. So I guess I'll take it out of the box and show you all the volumes. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and Volume 4. And then there's this art book that has all the characters and their original Japanese voice actresses. They're all pretty... It's a good anime. It's kind of a slice of life with different characters each episode. Well, not necessarily. There are different characters and it spans it out, but then it goes back to the main ones from the first couple episodes, and then that's whole... It doesn't really resolve itself like you'd think it would, though. That's the weird thing. But it's okay, I guess. Then we have probably my favorite Jim Carrey movie. This is going to sound crazy, but Bruce Almighty. I can watch this movie. I actually just watched this movie for the first time in a couple years, not too long ago. But I used to watch this movie all the time when I was a kid. It is still one of my favorite movies. It's probably his best... It's probably his last good movie was this one. But great movie. It's basically what happens if a normal human gets the powers of God. Yeah, it's great. Then we have another Jim Carrey movie, one of the more dark comedies, The Cable Guy. Great movie. Him and Matthew Broderick have really good chemistry in this movie. It's just basically about a cable guy that becomes a stalker, and that's who Jim Carrey is, but it's comedy, so it's funny. It's actually based on a book that I read in middle school. Yeah, they had this book in my middle school. But it's a pretty good movie. I'd suggest giving that one a check out. Then we go on to some Carlos Mencia stand-up, because I really like Carlos Mencia. First of his DVDs I have is, this is Not for the Easily Offended. Pretty good. I like it a lot. It's pretty good. Then I have No Strings Attached, which is the one that made him really famous other than his TV show. This one's absolutely hilarious, and I'd suggest watching this one if you like stand-up. And then we have his another one, Performance Enhanced. Pretty good. Not as good as No Strings Attached, though. He actually has a fourth one, excuse me, out now that I haven't seen yet, so I plan on seeing that eventually. Then we have another anime series, and this is a nice chunk here. That being Case Closed. A very good anime. I remember watching it when I was younger, and I finally got around to getting it not too long ago, and I got as much as they have in English. Unfortunately, it's just the first 5 seasons and the first 6 movies. This show is still going in Japan, and I don't know why. Or Funimation said they stopped dubbing it due to like no fan support or lack of fan support. But they're announcing that they're releasing all the stuff they have on Blu-ray, so I'm hoping they go back to dubbing it, maybe. It doesn't really matter to me, because I have everything that they have. So, I have Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and I'm not going to show you the volumes, because there's 2 discs apiece, Season 4 and Season 5. Basically, it's an anime about a teenage detective, and then he gets, like, shrunk. It's hard to explain. He gets, like, shrunk due to poison, and he's permanently like that until he can find a cure. I also have the first 6 movies. This one's actually the first 2, which is the Time Bomb Skyscraper and the 14th Target. Then there's The Last Wizard of the Century, which is where the Kaito Kid, I believe, first shows up. And then there's Captured in Her Eyes, which is my favorite movie, because you're just on the edge of your seat for that one. And then there's Countdown to Heaven for the 5th one, and then The Phantom of Baker Street, which is basically who's Jack the Ripper. He takes on Jack the Ripper, which is absolutely amazing. And then this is a great anime. I would actually suggest it to, anybody, because, it's great. But if you want to actually see the rest of it, you have to watch it in Japanese, and I don't really want to do that. I mean, I kind of do, but I'd rather just start over from the beginning in Japanese and just watch it from there. But that's just me. Then we go on to another show that a lot of people probably won't understand why I have, because I'm white, and that being Chappelle's Show. I have all 3 seasons, seasons 1 and 2 here, and then season 3. I thought he was fucking hilarious when I was a kid. It sucks that he ran away to Africa because he was depressed or some shit like that. But, yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter to me. It's a great show, though. It's got some comedy, really good comedy stuff in there. Then we go on to another really, really great anime, that being Chobits. This is one of the more recent releases of it. I was actually suggested this show, and yeah, it's great, and the ending is absolutely amazing. Great anime, go check it out if you haven't seen it. It's basically an anime about humans get robots that they're called persicoms, and they can do chores. They can be like your maid, or they can, and basically it's the main character falls in love with one, and it's that whole thing. Then we go on to another Broken Lizard movie, that being Club Dread. Beer Fest was kind of the drinking movie, or this is a horror movie spoof. It's absolutely hilarious, and I'd suggest it if you like funny movies. Then we go on to a wrestling DVD, because I'm a huge fan of the WWE. I got CM Punk The Best in the World, or CM Punk Best in the World. This DVD is basically all of some really good matches and then a documentary. It's a great, great DVD. I absolutely love the documentary. I didn't feel like sitting through all of his matches, but I watched the good ones, or the ones that I haven't seen. So it was pretty cool. It's a great DVD. Then we go on to possibly one of the best animes ever made, Cowboy Bebop. This is the complete collection. This is the remix complete collection, and it has every episode. And then actually one of the disc holders inside broke, so I had to use one of these to get it to work, or to get it to stay in there. Great anime, just basically space, bounty hunters. That's the best way to put it. Great anime. Anybody who hasn't seen this, frickin' go watch it. Then I have the movie. I don't have the case for it because I technically stole this from a Blockbuster down in Corvallis, which is about an hour south of where I live. When my dad lived down there, I rented it. I loved it. I decided I wanted to keep it. I stole it, thinking, okay, well, my dad might find out, maybe, I don't know. And then 2 weeks went by and I went back to his house, and, I was like, okay, I got away with it within like a week, but when I went up to his house 2 weeks later, they finally called back and said, hey, one of your DVDs didn't have it in there, the DVD in there. He's like, did you steal it or whatever? And I'm like, I don't know, I'd have to go look in my games. And he's like, whatever, I'll pay for it, because it was like $6, and he's just like, whatever. And so yeah, I technically stole this, but my dad paid for it. I'm tempted to rebuy this so I can have the case, because I really want the case for this movie. Really bad. It's a great movie. I'd suggest going and watching this. Get the actual, case though. But yeah, that's it for part 1 of my DVD collection. Part 2 is going to be D through probably F, because the D is huge. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you in the next video.